Kiss on the radio, traveling presents.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 13 of the Diz Unlimited podcast, our first podcast for 2024. We've missed you all dearly, and I can't wait to be together here for the next hour or so and talk about all things Disney. We're going to try to have a lot of fun with it, and today I am joined alongside by a great group of individuals, including Dreams Unlimited travel agent Hannah Anderson.
Hello. Happy New Year.
We've got Ryan.
Hello.
Clavin.
Pause.
Yes.
Hold for a pause.
And then we have the aptly causing us to be late with our live broadcast, Teresa Eccles.
Hey. I agree.
Awesome.
It was me.
Yeah, it was. And I mean, we're not going to beat around the bush on it. It's very difficult for us when I am not in the same room with the with Teresa, and I also am like trying to figure out how to figure out Windows settings while I'm in a Mac lifestyle. So, man, just one of the reasons why we are very excited to get started back in our new studio, which, yes, we are not in a studio right now. Our desks that we ordered for it still won't ship for another couple weeks, which is fantastic. Just what
you're lying. What's the real reason? You just don't want to be in the room with me. Just saying.
No, once Corey and I decided on all the equipment and the desks, we're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And they said right up front, like, it'll take 4 weeks to ship because we have to manufacture and then we'll ship them out. And then we're like, okay, it's a small business. Maybe they'll take a couple days off at Christmas. We can't be one to judge, considering the Diz is wild with how we take off time during the holidays too. So yeah.
Wait. Are they like hand carving this crap or what? You can't just get card tables and folding chairs?
They have to go to the center of the forest, find the oldest tree that was blessed by a shaman. Bring that tree back.
I can't wait to see them.
Listen, they are nicely manufactured desks that I believe will be stable and sturdy for the equipment that is going to be on it, which is valuable and we want to protect. So that's
How about the chairs? Are they going to be sturdy?
Have not even ordered the chairs yet.
We will be building our own chairs.
We need sturdy chairs.
The chairs, I feel
chairs.
like everyone is going to want a different type of chair. So I feel like
IKEA,
we need to get with everyone, and we'll all go on a shopping trip to Staples. Do those still exist? And
Yes, I just got a new office chair here from Staples.
Okay, then you already know what kind you want, and we'll make sure everyone has the chair that they want for comfort reasons, and then we'll all be good to go. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if the desks get here when they're supposed to at the end of January, we will be rocking in the new studio in February. So now you have to put up with just a couple more weeks of our antics over this virtual setting. I am.
You know what? I miss the smells of being in the room with other people.
You miss the smells of cigarettes?
Oh.
Yeah.
And Magic Candle Company?
I'm just sitting here by myself.
The smell of Magic Candle Company covering up mold and regret.
I want the full interaction.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I need sturdy chairs for that. So
okay.
Bring it on.
We will.
We never had those before, so we're not getting them now.
We'll start off the new studio right by smoking a bunch of packs and lighting candles, and I'm sure that they will absolutely love us in our new building. It's going to be great.
Christmas at my dad's again.
Sure. Why not? I'm not going to ask you about your holidays. We'll talk about that more towards the end of the show if we have time. But I do want to remind you that this show is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. Right now, there is no better time to book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. We'll talk about that in just a couple seconds here. But they will help you with every facet of the planning that you need for your vacation, or they will be as hands-off as you want them to be. They are just there to assist you and help guide you and work with you on the vacation. And they will make sure you try to have the best time possible. So head over today to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com for a free, no obligation quote on your next vacation. So let's jump into this kind of news-ish recap of what's been happening while we've been gone, what we have to look forward to here in the next couple weeks, and we'll try to have as much fun with it as possible. And today is a big day for Walt Disney World. No surprises there. We've been talking about it a lot leading up to this date. All-day park hopping has returned. A Disney dining plan has returned, and no reservations for date-based tickets have started today. A very big day, an important day for Walt Disney World. As we've come off of the COVID pandemic, everyone's wanted a return to normalcy for the most part, and I feel like this is just another step back into normalcy of the Disney World that many people once knew. And you know what? There's still a lot missing, so let's not pretend like this automatically fixes everything right away, because there's still plenty of changes to be made in order to really get back to that old system. I mean, also changing the prices too, but that's another conversation that isn't worth having because they're never going to drop prices, minus discounts. But yeah, it's it's another big step, and for the most part, it seems like there's been absolutely no issues with this system being put into place, which is nice because that's usually not common for the day that Disney rolls something out. Usually there's some issues here and there, but for the most part, people are park hopping, no issues. I'm sure the only people who aren't are the people who bought single day tickets for a single park, and they're like, why can't I park hop? Well, you don't have the right ticket. And then beyond that, Disney Dining Plan, it's a system that they've had for years. Just because they haven't used it, very easy to adapt right back to it. And I mean, how could they go wrong? So the only thing I saw worth noticing is that Disney Parks blog reporters were saying that with the individual Lightning lanes and Genie Plus, that they weren't able to make reservations for Lightning lanes and Genie Plus until after 2:00 for other parks. So that's been kind of like the only thing that I've noticed that seems out of the ordinary. Otherwise, it looks like Disney had a pretty decent rollout for all of these returned offerings. I won't say new offerings, but returned offerings. So nice big day. I hope people are relishing the fact that if you have those date-based tickets, you no longer have to have a park reservation. I'm jealous of you because us annual pass holders, we still have them, and we'll still have to make park reservations unless we have those good-to-go dates, which we will get that calendar for the first good-to-go dates in just a couple days here. So who else is pumped about this return to normalcy? Teresa, are your clients digging it?
Yeah, I'm so excited when I get to tell them, remember, you don't have to make a park reservation. And most of them already knew that, but I still like to say that. And everybody's excited about it. I'm excited. Like you, I wish I could do it, but being an annual pass holder, we're
curses.
not so lucky.
Yeah, no, we're not so lucky. What about you, Hannah? Since you're also on the travel agency side of things, people you deal with, do they seem pretty pumped about no more park reservations?
Yeah, I mean, how could you not be excited? One thing just from my side of it, it's been interesting is that I have, normally when somebody books a new Walt Disney World package with me, we send them lots of information because there's lots to plan. And my list of things has gotten shorter, which is, I think, nice for everybody. Because I think, especially with the addition of Genie Plus and Lightning lanes and everything that happened with COVID, it kind of felt like there for a while, Disney was just too hard. Even if you had a travel agent, I think some people didn't even know the questions to ask because it was just so much. So, this is a great step in the right direction. And yeah, I almost forgot for myself as an annual pass holder, oh, hey, I'm going to the park Friday. I should probably book a park pass. So, this is a win-win. I think it's a sign of good things to come this year.
Yeah, I I mean, that was one of the questions I was going to throw out to the group here is, do we think that annual pass holders are ever going to be blessed to see the day where we don't have park reservations again? I mean, and this is just Walt Disney World. I don't even want to get into Disneyland because I have a lot of trauma from the past week with Disneyland and their park reservation system. You know what? We might, Rhino and I might pretend like we're experts at this stuff, but I made about the biggest rookie mistake, and I'll admit it.
Not a ticket.
So so a lot of it came down to monetary and financial based issues, but Rhino and I and Kylie and baby Rory will be in Disneyland at the end of this week for the Disneyland Half Marathon weekend. And Rhino's an annual pass holder, a magic key holder in Disneyland. I am not. This year is one of the years that I gave it up for good, so I am not part of it, nor is Kylie. And so I was checking park reservations nonstop up until a couple days before New Year's, and nothing was going at all for that weekend that we were there. Like, perfect. It's all going to be great. I can wait until the next credit card billing cycle, and I can get my park tickets and park reservations then. And then you get the park tickets, and then you're like, oh, there's no reservations. And I then went through an existential crisis of, oh my gosh, we are there for 3 days that we can use the parks to like maximize our tickets, and we can only get one of those 3 days. What are we going to do?
Oof.
I made such a rookie mistake. I am a complete idiot. And now did we just throw away close to $900 over this? And luckily, I will say I tried to like breathe for a couple hours. I was like, it's going to work out. We're going to get reservations. Things will open up. I'll refresh constantly, and it'll all work out. It wasn't doing that, so I ended up going to another website, themeparkiq.com, and I signed up for their first tier of paid service, which was $5, and it had a Disneyland reservation finder on it, and it would text me and email me anytime any reservations opened up for park hopper tickets for either park, and that way I could jump on it immediately. And it took about 4 days of just sitting there with fingers crossed, and eventually I was able to finally get my last 2 days of park reservations, so now we can go and experience Disneyland there. But because of that, I am now like fully annoyed and over the park reservation system. I've come to accept it as an annual pass holder here of, you know what, it's fine. It barely ever impacts us where you can't get the park that you want. You can always park hop at 2:00 if you want now. Don't, park hop anytime after you get in that first park. But man, it sucks. And I hope it's gone for Disneyland at some point. I think it's going to be there forever, unfortunately. But I really hope it's gone as an annual pass holder too. So, you know what? I just spoke for the last 6 minutes, and I never let anyone answer the question. Is anyone else ready for it to be gone? Do we think it's ever going to be gone? Rhino, I know you have feelings.
I went to Hollywood Studios on the as soon as we finished the half not so half marathon, and because Ken was like, I want a breakfast Ronto wrap and I'll buy you a beer. So I was lured away yet again by a free alcoholic beverage. But as I'm like going in, I'm thinking it's like 2 p.m. and it's 9 a.m. and it was like 8:45, and I in the line waiting, and I'm just watching like the cast members that work the ticketing, or not the ticketing, the the turnstiles. And right after I walked through, there's a family behind me, and they went to scan it, and the guy just yells out, no park reservation at them. And I'm like, okay, you're standing here all day. I get how this can be very frustrating, but like, you have to know they don't speak English, probably, right? Like that would be part one, because they were behind me, so I could hear them, and the other part of that too is like, what if this is the first time they've ever been at Walt Disney World? Maybe just don't yell the words "no park reservation" at them. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I
Yeah.
know people who constantly, I saw it in the chat earlier, somebody being like, it wasn't confusing, it wasn't whatever. And I was like, for you, maybe, but I have a mother who I know definitely couldn't handle it, and English
Right.
is her first language, so she's not dealing with other barriers like other friends are around the world. And so sometimes it's like, it's the same way when I get upset about like security kind of just like pointing at you, like I'm supposed to know what I did or what I'm doing or something like that, and it's kind of
Right.
like, you have to remember you're the first group of people that go through that. And so I am positive that those cast members are probably thrilled that this is going away, because I think
Mm,
it's going to make their lives so much easier. And I think it's going to make that entrance into the park just so much, so much,
mhm.
I don't want to quote a Jackie Gailey here, but more magical for the guests,
Yeah, well, there's no doubt
True.
a decision like this that makes guests' lives easier ultimately makes cast members' lives easier. And when cast
Mhm.
members are
Right.
happy because they don't have to be stuck in the same monotonous routines of ruining people's dreams, then they're able to make magic in a better way. So I think it's going to be one of those, decisions of them taking away the date-based ticket reservations. It's just going to have a wave of positivity over all things Walt Disney World. And
Hmm.
yeah, they just need to do it for everything now. It's like, just
Yeah.
get rid of it. Make everyone happy. Who cares about the analytics anymore? And I mean, we can even look back towards New Year's. Probably easily the busiest day, New Year's Eve of Disney parks. And I mean, yeah, reservations were in place, but it's not the old days of the parks closing down because they're hitting capacity. Maybe it'll get back to that one day, but I still think we're a little far off from that too. So if you're not worried about parks hitting capacity, we don't worry about COVID anymore. We're not worrying about any of those things. Why do we need it at all anymore besides data? I just don't get it.
Craig,
Wow. Hakuna Matata.
you can never go back. Okay, it's in the
Yeah.
past. We need to move forward. But moving forward, I'm very optimistic that it's going to go away. We won't be doing park reservations forever.
Yeah,
We can't.
Hmm.
It's
I
got to go
don't.
back to something. Like I said, you can't go back because it's done. But moving forward, they can make it better. And like you said, we don't need the analytics. We don't need that crap. Maybe they do, but
Right.
they
Just
can get it another
survey the
way.
heck out of people.
They get it
Just
other
don't.
ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's other
Yep.
ways to get it. Don't
Yep.
don't penalize me because I'm
Exactly.
old and I'm an annual pass holder. You know?
Well, speaking of making people happy, I know. I feel like it was one of the first Diz Unlimited podcasts back. We were talking about the Disney dining plan, and I think I might have posed the question to John about free dining. Do we think free dining is ever going to come back? And, well, I think at that point in time we said probably not for a while. I should have went back and watched, but I can't even listen to myself while we're doing this, let alone go back and watch old episodes or listen even. But yes, free Disney dining plan was unveiled last week for later in this year, and very, very interesting. I mean, obviously it came very quickly, so literally dining plan hadn't even returned to the parks yet, and it is already back in terms of free dining available. But the catch, of course, was, as everyone already knows, you had to be a Disney Plus subscriber in order to be eligible for the free Disney dining plan offer. And I know everyone already knows all about this entire deal, and it was last week's news, so I don't really want to focus on why it's back and anything like that. We know business is obviously probably slow for that time period, for that summer time period, like it was kind of slow this past summer. So they need to do whatever they can to get people in the parks. But I want to definitely get a lot of information from our travel agents on the show about what they're seeing with free Disney dining plan, because that's not even just the only discount. There's been a slew of other discounts released as well too, and a lot of ways to save money in 2024. So I definitely want to get that perspective. But the first thing I'm going to ask both Teresa and Hannah, I'll let you decide who wants to answer first. I'm going to actually choose Teresa. I'm going to have you answer first. Prior to free Disney dining plan, how often were you getting requests from your clients about the Disney dining plan in general? Is it something that, they were interested in if it wasn't too expensive to add on to their overall vacation? Or is it like kind of an afterthought? Like that was the past. I want to leave that in the past.
Well, I think it depends for my clients anyway. If they were seasoned travelers and had been a lot and knew about the dining plan in the past, then yes, they were interested. People that had already booked for travel during that time period, and it's July 1st to September 30th is when that's free dining, but dining plan opened up this week. So I only had maybe one or two that went back and wanted to add it to an existing reservation. Most of the dining plans that I have been doing were brand new reservations, but they had traveled in the past. People that weren't at Disney very often in the past, I had told them about the dining plan, and they weren't as interested as I thought they would be. I thought there would be more excitement about it, but there really wasn't.
Interesting. Hannah, what about you?
Okay, so I just have so many thoughts about this because personally, I have not used the dining plan in several years. Being fortunate to be an annual pass holder, we just kind of eat on the fly. And so, really trying to figure out like, okay, there are so many discounts right now. So what is going to be the best value to my clients? And I mean, I think the tricky thing is it is kind of individualized to how you travel. So I think if you are a planner and you utilize your Dreams Unlimited travel agent and how you want to use those dining plan credits, it's a fantastic value. Like there's, to me, no other way around it. Like, yeah, you may be adjusting how you normally would eat at Disney, but especially free dining. And then I know we had an article posted about how Dreams Unlimited is also offering the Disney gift card for packages. I mean, if I had especially young kids, like that's absolutely what I would do. I would travel during the free dining period. I would get the Dreams Unlimited gift card, and I guess I'm biased because, spoiler alert, I'm a Dreams Unlimited travel agent, but like I did the math because yeah, call me. No, I did the math because, like I'm a Disney fan first, and I see lots of comments. I see y'all. People saying like, oh, the Disney dining plan, it's not a good deal. Like it's a gimmick. And I'm like, all right, I hear you. Let me test this out. Right. So, I've got a couple articles out about it now. I think it really depends on, knowing you're getting the dining plan and getting the most value for your family. I will say what's kind of interesting is, recently what I've kind of seen is the free dining plan for Disney Plus subscribers, the room discount right now on packages, and even the bounce back offer, they're all kind of coming out to be the same cost wise. And I don't think that's consistent, but just, from the packages I've booked. So really then it comes down to, like for me with a free dining plan, okay, if you're not getting the free dining plan, then how much does it cost your family of four to eat at Disney World for a week? Like it's expensive. Like every time I go to even just a quick service and like my family, like we typically just drink water. We don't order a dessert. Like we're spending $50+ Like it's not cheap. So, for me personally, what I've seen, like free dining plan was on my wish list for this year. I mean, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, but I also am like very happy for my clients. I think this coupled with eliminating park reservations, like I think it's a good sign for Disney parks this year. And I think it is kind of, we'll never be back to the good old days. Like Teresa said, things change, we move forward, but I don't know. I'm feeling positive. Like, I do think Disney is listening and trying. So stuff is expensive, y'all. Just is.
It is. And Teresa, I know you put together a list of all of the different discounts that are available right now. And it's not the last we're talking about free Disney dining plan here, but what are the other offers that are currently available out there for people to choose from? Because we keep mentioning
All right,
those.
there's a room discount that you can add. I've added it to, like, it doesn't have to be a room only. You can have tickets on there too, but it's discount on the room. Right now, it's for travel March to October of this year, and it's up to 35% off for 5 nights or longer. You have to book it by February 14th. If you book it after the 14th, starting February 15th, the discount lowers a little bit. It's not quite as a good discount. So you want to book it soon as you can before, you got about a month and a week left before the discount drops a little bit. Plus availability is going to go down. But I found some pretty good discounts for clients. Craig, you want to talk about the choice, the amounts of discounts now, or you don't
Yep.
wait on that?
Yeah, throw it in there.
Okay, so just to give you some idea, and I have got clients in value, moderate, and deluxe. So I've had a couple of clients, I've got 3 or 4 clients over at movies, room only discount. They have tickets on there now too, but for discount on the room, 7 nights, each room got about 135 off. Pop Century, I had a 6 nights. Those were all with just 2 adults. 2 adults and 2 children. Pop Century in September, $611 discount. Art of Animation, April, 3 adults and 2 kids, $658 difference. In the moderates, $809 for 2 adults in June. And that is a room only. That has a dining plan on it, but it's a room discount that we got on that one. That's Caribbean Beach. And then I had one staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge in April, almost a $500 room discount.
Wow.
For one person.
So definitely
that's pretty significant.
seeing some discounts on there. Now, obviously, with free Disney dining plan, we're always going to get the question, how much is this actually going to save you? And we'll get to that because I know Teresa has a couple pieces of information on that. Hannah, I'm sure you do too. But first thing I want to ask both of you is, have you even been getting a lot of requests? Is this something that now it's a free Disney dining plan offer for July through what was the end dates
September.
on that again?
End of September.
So now that that's available, is that even something that people are asking for, or is it more like it was before where old travelers that knew about it, loved it, are asking for it, but beyond that, you're not getting a lot? What are you seeing from that, Hannah?
Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit of both. I mean, I will say it is mostly like a lot of what I've been doing this past week is travelers who were already booked for that time frame are adjusting their plans so they can take advantage of the free dining plan, like going as far as switching resorts to be able to get the discount or get the free dining plan based on availability. So a lot of people, I don't know that I'm trying to think. I have had, some clients that are booking new package, new to dining plan. So it's a little bit of both, I mean, I think like biggest questions are always going to come down to like, when does your family want to travel, or are you trying to work around school schedules, work schedules, whatever? What resort is your priority? And then, because there are so many discounts now, like, determining what's going to bring your family the most value. So I think the good news is people have options now. So I don't think you're necessarily restricted. I don't know, so much to certain times a year or whatever. But yeah, it's been kind of all over the board. I think things will obviously tick up too as like people start to get tax returns and, we get further in the year. Like I think people are going to be looking to book things. Also, just like I mentioned, like things are expensive right now. So I think, people, especially if you go to Disney World repeatedly, like I would imagine you're looking for, ways to save money so you can be able to go again this year.
Yeah.
I agree
Teresa?
with Hannah on that. You got to find out what's best for your family. I had a couple of families had already booked. One had dining, one did not, before the discounts dropped. Once they dropped, first, if you have the dining on there, my first thought is let's get free dining for them. But then you got to go back and you got to find out maybe the room discount is a better option for them. If they want to switch resorts or switch time frames, like Hannah said, switch different travel dates. I've got one client, we totally switched the travel dates. He was traveling in October. We bumped it up to the end of September and saved him almost $3,000, and he got free dining. And he didn't have dining on it before. Mm-hmm. So massive savings. And that was for, that was 2 rooms, Animal Kingdom Lodge. But I think every resort, every one reservation that I previously had before the discounts came out that I checked, only one did not get a discount of some sort.
Right.
And he's thinking about switching resorts to get a discount. So I think that makes a big difference. And also, Hannah, you mentioned everybody's waiting for their tax returns or waiting for that perfect time to book. Book sooner the better. All it takes is a $200 deposit on a package, and it's fully refundable up until your final payment. So, why not? Up even further than So why not? I always think of it, and I tell my husband this too. Let's put the $200 down. It's like a little savings, and you pay on as you can. If you end up not being able to go, then fine, get your money back. But you don't want to miss out on the discount or the room availability. So I think that's a big important thing to talk about there. And also, Hannah, you had talked about the Disney gift card promo that we're running here at Dreams. That is combinable with all of these discounts. So if you book a package, $2,500 or more, package total with a 3-day ticket minimum, you're going to get a Disney gift card from Dreams as a thank you from us. It can be anywhere from $50 to $300 depending on the cost of your package. So that's a little extra money in your pocket too.
Exactly. And buys you a couple souvenirs here and there. So
it does.
Rhino got his popcorn bucket, and I forgot what else he bought with that. It was the Ewok
I got
toys.
Ewok figures,
yeah. So great purchases.
Oh,
so I know you still cherish them. He's got them right there beside
my popcorn.
I know
that. No, the popcorn bucket just got put in storage yesterday because he was a Christmas popcorn bucket. Oh no, he wasn't. It was a Halloween one. He's already been in storage. Yeah.
So no, good stuff there. So, and of course, there's obviously even more Florida resident discounts, annual pass holder discounts. Right now, there's the new Florida resident ticket, the Disney Thrills ticket that you can start with that on January 11th. It's valid through March 15th. 2-day ticket for $199 plus tax. Those tickets do require a park reservation, so don't think you can use those anytime. They require that, but it's great for Florida residents, and I know they gets a little more expensive if you want to add more days on there. But there's a lot to be had, and so yeah. See if you're planning on coming down. If you're on the fence, you can always work with the Dreams Unlimited travel agent. See if they can find you a deal that puts you in the position that you want to be in on, especially if
Craig,
Disney. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Craig, I know you've stressed this before, but it doesn't cost you anything to request a quote with Dreams. Hannah, and it's Hannah with an H, right? At Dreams Unlimited Travel.
That's right.
Yeah,
like
Teresa
and race car. Same spell backwards.
Right? And mine, of course, I don't know why it had to be different. Mine's not Teresa. It's T. Eccles, so Teckles at Dreams Unlimited Travel. Also, I want to shout out to Susan Kelly and Erica Spencer. Both of them, Susan at Dreams Unlimited and Erica at Dreams Unlimited Travel. Or any of us are here and ready to help you. I feel like I'm on a telethon all of a sudden. Call in now.
Are you getting a call?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true though.
It's true though. It doesn't cost you anything, and we're going to find the best value for you. If maybe you don't know you want dining, maybe you do. Either way, we're gonna work it out and try to get you the best deal.
Absolutely. So
back to you, Jerry.
What's that? Back to me, Jerry.
Back to you, Jerry.
Okay.
Jerry Lewis, the Labor Day Telethon. Never mind. Okay, I'm too old. Oh my God, I just aged myself.
I don't believe that's my off the rails.
I got it. I'm with you.
Just
I
aged
think Jerry
myself.
Lewis
okay.
was dead by the time I was alive. Maybe not, though.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
No, he wasn't.
Maybe. Could be.
When did Jerry Lewis die?
I knew you were going to do that.
He died in 2017, Craig. You were definitely alive.
Doesn't check out.
Yeah.
I was not alive, so I know that for sure. So, okay, let's now shift gears a little bit, and I want to focus on what is happening this week at Walt Disney World. Towards the end of the week, obviously, we have the start of the 2024 Epcot International Festival of the Arts. Sadly, Rhino
sure.
and I won't be here for the start, but Hannah's going to go and kick some butt with coverage for us.
Getting us all the
and then as soon as we get back, we're going to definitely give a thorough review, share all our thoughts, but Hannah's going to have to do the hard work for us before next week's show.
Oh, yeah.
It's
so hard.
Got to go to Disneyland, but obviously a lot of the big fervor around Festival of the Arts isn't actually anything to deal with the food. It, of course, once again has to be around a new Figment popcorn bucket, which Disney gave that first look at last week with Figment rubbing his entire front torso over the top of a rainbow while inside of the Imagination Pavilion. And I'm assuming that's what Figment's doing inside there every single day, that he is in his attraction. And that comes with big rainbow popcorn, and good news, at least it will be available via mobile order, and I believe they said two popcorn buckets are allowed per transaction, and it will be available while supplies last. And I don't know about everyone else, but I have sworn off popcorn buckets for the longest time now as a complete waste, but this one might tempt me if it's still available.
It's cool.
It's so cute.
It's a cool design. I love
cute.
the see-through. Like, I love that it's the building, but it's also see-through, and it's like, and that, like, because it's, I don't know, it's the first time I feel like I've seen a popcorn bucket like that, where it's like that's the actual attraction structure, but we can see the actual attraction mascot inside of this bucket, and it's one of those where you're like, if you like had it on a shelf, you'd be like, oh, here's my little diorama for Epcot,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks like decor.
What?
I mean-
What, Teresa? It doesn't do anything for you? Does Kathy know this?
I know, right? I don't know. I mean, I just recently got into popcorn buckets with my 26 million holiday ones I just bought, but I don't know. It's okay. I'm not going to rush out and get it.
Oh,
I'll leave it for somebody else.
I feel like that's a hot take. Hannah, can you try to either increase the temperature or
Yes.
cool us down a little bit?
I'm gonna do neither. I will say, I wish they would stop doing that rainbow popcorn. I'm just gonna totally throw it in a different direction. That rainbow popcorn is nasty. Okay, I bought
agree.
one of those Mr. Toad buckets when it was $40 or whatever my mortgage payment was. Just kidding, but I don't know. I mean, they're cute. I like seeing people wearing them around. I do feel like you could, when you're a Disney fan, as we all are, that's something you put on your desk. I'm not personally going to buy one. I'll tell you what, though, if my son even looks in the direction of it and acts like he might want it, probably will buy it. So stay tuned.
And
I'll buy you guys one if you want one.
How old's your son?
He's almost 2. He's
see, my son's 33 and I still do that
2 this month.
Oh,
I don't like hearing that because
No, I still
so
buy
much
my
money.
son garbage. He's 33.
That's
That's
awesome.
just the way it is. You never stop. It just gets more expensive.
I understand that. I'm sure it was for his birthday, but Rhino showed off on Instagram that his mom bought him a Power Ranger sword. So it truly never
huge.
stops.
Huge.
Did she really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'll show it to you during the after show. I'll have to get it because it's over here. It's big.
That's so sweet.
Not the first time she's got me a Power Ranger sword either, because I have the other one under the bed over there too.
There you go. You gotta show us all your swords later. I'd be very much.
That's
looking
for
forward to
Patreon.
it.
You got to pay to see that. You got to pay to see my sword.
Maybe someone out there will. I'm sure.
God, really? You went there?
But so in terms of Festival of the Arts, it's not just all about the popcorn bucket. Of course, they have the Broadway performers that are going to come and put on a show. You have other artistic performances. You have the culinary arts. They released the foodie guide as well too in the past couple weeks. And the one thing that kind of like threw me off with it is there's not really a lot of new items this year at the event, which I guess, it's the items already take so long to prepare because it is the culinary arts and they are truly little pieces of art that they're trying to shovel out as quickly as possible. But in terms of new items, Craftsman's Courtyard has 2 new items, a new grilled pork belly dish and a grilled marinated skirt steak sandwich. Artist Table has new beers and that's it. There's a new chocolate pomegranate cake at Tangerine Cafe and a lot of new drinks there. Vibrante and Vivid has a new passion fruit filled mango cheesecake. Gourmet Landscapes has new roasted beets. Deco Delights has a Neapolitan dessert trio. Pop Eats has Rock the Dots white chocolate and orange mousse and vanilla bean chiffon cake on top of all their grilled cheeses. And then France's menu is completely new outside of the warm brie and a bread bowl. And then the funnel cakes are always different every event. And this year it's a funnel cake that it's a chocolate funnel cake sandwich with sprinkles thrown on. So I know that kind of sounds like it's a lot of new stuff, but it's really not in the grand scheme of things. But I feel like maybe at this point they've kind of learned like people have their ways with the food at Festival of the Arts. What's more important is that you have new and interesting artwork to be able to sell people. And so yeah, I feel like that's probably the thing to look at more than anything else. And I'm excited for it. I do not need any new Disney artwork right now, but I've been seeing teases from some of my favorite artists that will release material at the event, and there's some stuff that I look at and I'm like, I want that instantly, and then I have to stop and think about it. I'm like, my room already looks like a TGI Fridays. I cannot add anything else to the walls right now. Do they still look like that? I don't think I've been in one in years. But
we'll get electric lemonades later and tell you.
It's like it looks like a regular Bennigan's. Do those still exist? I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm out of references for restaurants that put crap on the walls, but
a regular 99.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So there you go. But Festival of the Arts, who's looking forward to it? Anyone?
Lee.
The eyes at it. So the only person who isn't looking forward to it is Hannah, or she's frozen. One of the two.
Well, she hates art.
She's frozen.
Judging by the wall behind her, she hates art. Is that true, Hannah?
Definitely won't.
Oh yeah,
she's 100% frozen.
She's holding very still.
It's fine. Ask her every question you want to do right now. She's probably in the negative. Hates art. What about children? No, don't like those either. Wow.
How do you feel about your particular child, Hannah? You hate your child?
Wow. God.
Whoa.
If you just. No, I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something. I was going to be like, it's just.
Hannah, don't say anything. She laughed. Whoopsies. Well,
That's
normally
funny.
that would be the place where we would pause and put in the elevator hold music. We'll be back after these brief interruptions. So, Teresa, it was your fault first, and now Hannah's breaking things. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the return of Hannah Anderson.
Yay!
There she is.
Yay!
Yay.
I'm not frozen.
Hannah, we are very
Said some
shocked in
awful
your
things
absence
before
that
you-
you hate kids as well as your own child. So that was
No, I saw that. Or I heard that, I guess I should say. So, contrary to popular belief, I'm very excited about Festival of the Arts. I am feeling a little subconscious though, because this will be the second time that you guys are out running a marathon and I'm in Disney World eating food. Like that foot-long hot dog that was pictured at the beginning of the show, I ate that this weekend.
I was going to ask if it was Craig's. That's so funny. Okay.
No, it was mine. So anyways, no, I am very looking forward to it. I feel like Festival of the Arts is like a sleeper hit. It's like the holidays are over. It's it's a surprise and delight. I think the artwork is fun. I've actually a lot of times, like, I feel like last year I liked the food better at Festival of the Arts, maybe better than Food and Wine. So we'll see if that still holds true. But So, and I don't hate kids, by the way.
Dang it. I was waiting for you to finish talking.
And
I
I'm
was
gonna
be like,
buy
okay, she likes dogs, but no comment on kids.
See, I have 2 feet to cover as well. See, I can fill that spot and that spot and that spot. So,
well, and then I mean, you're a part of our Diz team, so you'll probably have a workstation set up at our new studio too. So you'll want to get artwork for that as well too. But
yeah,
that will be billed.
Wait, there's going to be
John
a
at
studio?
Dreams on the
When's
Wheel
that going to
Travel.
happen?
I believe we talked about that earlier, Ms. DeRusso, when we talked about someone who couldn't get their headphones to work properly.
I'll believe it when I see it.
it's this side of the screen.
Oh,
Sorry.
we've been in it.
Yeah.
Hey, you couldn't get my headphones to work
now.
either. Hey, you couldn't get my headphones to work either. Who did it? Who fixed it? Raise your
It was
hand.
me.
It was
It was
Rhino,
me.
but I will
did
be
it.
honest, I was also getting I'm the one who is running the show from my computer.
he was in
and
a blind
controlling the
rage.
switching, and I was
Oh.
starting to get
Yeah.
and I was getting to a point where I don't know if I was going to be able to do what I need to do during this show if I was focusing any more on that. So Rhino had to step in.
Okay.
That's like,
Okay.
you know what? An associate producer, that's what they're for. So, assistant,
I'm not. Can we?
Assistant
Wait,
to
can
the
we
regional.
retitle ourselves now? Yeah.
I guess we could. I mean,
Yeah.
it's whatever
As long-
nonsensical title you want. I
Yeah.
they don't mean anything.
Well, good luck. Now I am. No, I was going to say president of the world, but I guess Corey's president of the Diz, so I can't say that. So I'm like,
Well, if I know one thing, the Diz is no longer the world. So
the ambassador to the unlimited. That's will be my new title.
unlimited ambassador.
Unlimited ambassador.
I will be.
I'll be embassing all the time.
I just want to be the general. So then
Oh,
you guys
General?
can sing me that song
General
from White
Unlimited?
Christmas, the general. So then that'll work for me.
Glory, hallelujah.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry.
I was
Not
waiting
that
for
one.
it.
Okay. Okay. But we've gone a bit off the rails here. And I guess that's what happens when we have little issues with technology. And we have 2 more topics
fun.
that. Yeah, it's fun. It's much fun. Just 2 more topics to talk about here before we wrap up today's show. One, again, it is news towards the end of last week, but I think it's still very exciting because 2024 is the year of Tiana's Bayou adventure, hitting big milestones. At Walt Disney World, they just this past Friday installed one of a kind, probably 2 of a kind because it's going to be out at Disneyland too, a weather vane that was made by artisans in blacksmiths in New Orleans, and that is now sitting atop its spot in Magic Kingdom. Over on the Disneyland side, I saw while we were doing this show, they just erected the water tower there, so we'll get to see that when we're out there. But I mean, both sides are making progress, and
Rhino, stop.
Rhino, keep it together. Keep it together for a couple more minutes.
Ambassador to silliness, more like it.
Oh, Judah.
That's exactly what you are. But it is very exciting. So I didn't get a slide prepared in time for it, but Tiana's Bayou Adventure is looking excellent. At Magic Kingdom.
green.
It is so green. It is coming together. Say what you will about the size of hills in New Orleans outside area, since it's not like directly in downtown. It's outer side of the city. And say what you want about the story, the songs, whatever you want to say about it. It's looking really beautiful. Like I just every time I see it, I'm like, oh. Chills. It's going to be, I think we have something really to look forward to with this attraction. So I'm pumped.
Yeah. Our Splash Mountain's been closed, I think exactly a year now. So it's time. It's coming soon.
Yeah. It was right around, because it was sometime in the first week of January that it closed, first or second week. So
Yeah.
I was there much late into the night as fightings were happening over who was going to be the last person in line for the attraction. And I was just standing off to the side like, okay, I want to go home. And eventually I did after like 3 more hours, but very exciting. It's coming. But so we don't have to be jealous of Tiana's Bayou Adventure because, of course, that is coming to Magic Kingdom at some point this year in Disneyland. But the thing that... What's that?
I was gonna say we got to try the Tiana's food out in Disneyland. I forgot their food. The Tiana's Palace opened out there.
Oh,
Not
my
Tiana's Palace. Yes, it did.
goodness! Yeah, I completely forgot that opened. So
because
Hannah,
Jenny
I'm
was well, Denny was saying to me, she was like, "We got to go get a mint julep," and I was like, "Well, if the window's open," and then she's like, Tiana's palace is open," and I was like, "Oh my god, it is!
Yeah.
I completely forgot." Like
the frickin' the beignet flavor though. While we're there,
lemon,
grape.
I want the lemon.
No,
it's
they're
grape?
grape flavored beignets while we're there.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, for like a mint
that's
julep
not
window
right.
where they'll always have a specialty ones. Grape. So,
Well, is the
I
dipping
don't
peanut
get that.
butter?
Why is it great?
I doubt it's peanut butter, but I see where you're going for there. Peanut butter and jelly. So
Yeah.
I get that. I'm not on board with it, but I get that.
I'm bored, but I understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
we'll see. I said I'm going to get it regardless, so I will
Yeah.
always try whatever the specialty is, and no regrets on that. But yeah, we'll have to do a dining review of Tiana's Palace. Sorry, Hannah, we can't fly out to do it with us. But,
I'm just going to show up. I'm just going to be like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing here? Yeah.
I mean, feel free to. I'll tell you, park reservations hard to come by right now. So that's
okay.
the only concern there. But yeah, that is very, very exciting. But seriously, the last thing we're going to talk about, I am just so insanely jealous of and have so many feelings. Yesterday, Disneyland Paris debuted their brand new show, their brand new nighttime spectacular, Disney Electrical Sky Parade. And Disneyland Paris has been killing it with drone shows. Like they've been doing some in the Disneyland park there, but a lot of the Marvel shows around that park, and using Tower of Terror as the projection device. This show, Disney Electrical Sky Parade, looks absolutely incredible. And we don't have full video of it because we weren't there to record any, but there are so many available on YouTube. Watch a couple, get different perspectives, different angles. Basically every single person who was there was filming it, as you're looking at a lot of phones at the bottom of the screen. The image of it, you might be like, oh, that's surely just a fake image of, if you're watching the show, you're seeing Cinderella on the castle with those fountains going, and you see the pumpkin coach as drones behind it. You're probably like, this is completely fake. There's no way that is. No, it's 100,000% what this show is. And I cannot stress enough. You need to go and find a full video and watch it the entire way through. It commemorates the Disney's Electrical Parade went to Paris, I believe they say, in 1992 in the intro to the show. And so it's a celebration of that show. And basically they put on the parade through projections on the castle and with drones, and it is just jaw-droppingly great. I mean, from the start with the Blue Fairy and Casey
the
Jr.
train part was cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's climbing up the freaking hill.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, I my thing is, I'm not. I don't like the Main Street Electrical Parade. For me is just one of those, like, such a tired thing. And this was like, this is what you do when you want to bring that back. Like, this is the Main Street Electrical Parade, like a brand new reimagining of that. And it was really something special to watch. I mean, there were drones that had fireworks on them that were doing the train had like the smoke. Well, and the dragon had Elliot had he had
smoke coming out of his nose,
coming out of his nostrils, which is crazy.
Yeah. And the train had the smoke coming out of the engine. Peter Pan, the flying ship. At that moment, you had smoke coming out of the back, or actual like fire. That was that
one had the fireworks. Yeah,
that had
the little sparkler fireworks.
It's so amazing. I'm like, even the person who hates this music and this show more than anything else has to stand by and be like, yeah, this is something else. And I've never. I mean, I talked about it with Luminous when people were wondering, like, are we going to have drones for that? What should we have drones in Walt Disney World's nighttime shows? I know I was a little bit more picky about that.
Yeah, yes.
I want if there was drones used for Epcot, I want. It's hard because it has to look good from 360 degrees all the way around. But for a castle show, like, I want this show on Cinderella Castle. And I'm going to get heat for this. if it saved Walt Disney World money on shooting off pyro, I would gladly take this for a season for 6 months where they don't have to shoot off any pyro and have this show.
Because you can't go see something like this anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
Right.
that one guy, there is that one guy who lives in the middle of nowhere that works for one of those. My Alexa just randomly started talking to me. Sorry. That guy who owns that giant piece of land, and I think maybe he works for a lighting company or drone company, but you've seen it. He did like a Ghostbusters drone show over his house. He did a Stranger Things drone show, so it had the mind flare coming down and stuff. If you don't live near that guy, you can't really see this type of a show anywhere else. And that's the thing, is that, like, I love fireworks. I absolutely love fireworks. You know, but it is one of those things where I'm like, you know, you could see them set off maybe like 4th of July or something like that. Where else can you see something like this? And watching this, I was like, that's a Disney show. Like, this is through and through, like that Disney innovation, that Disney spectacle, you know, but also I think it does well because it still takes, like, you know, the thing we know about Disney fans is they hate change, and because God knows this parade can't die. But it's like, it is one of those things where I was like, if this was the new version of that parade, I'd be there all the time. This is so cool to watch. Like, so cool to look at.
Oh, I'd
book a trip just for that. I'd book a trip just to see that.
I mean, I'm thinking about it. Yeah. I might be in Paris next week. Just kidding. I can't.
I told Kylie, I said, we cannot vacation anymore this year. We just don't have the budget to do it after this Disneyland half marathon coming up. But I said, if we fall into money this in the next couple months, we're booking a short trip to Disneyland Paris, because this is something I want to see in person. Yes, I also want to go to Paris so I can eat a baguette and, you know, have the full Parisian experience. You heard me. And I want to do all of that because it's a location we wanted to always travel to. But I feel like
the beret.
For me to also get back into Disneyland Paris, besides just going to Paris and experiencing that, for me to get a couple days in those parks, this is something that would drag me into it. They did a knockout job with it, and I've been blown away by their nighttime shows here for a while, and I think
you know what I like about it too?
It's the coolest thing. Yeah.
It's the length. It was like what, 10 minutes, 12 minutes? It was something. It wasn't very long, but I was just like, every part of it was worth it. And that's the thing where I said, like, that's, you know, Walt Disney World has these really long shows. I'm not saying anything against that, but what I liked about watching that show is it feels like that sort of thing where you're like, okay, there's not that pomp and circumstance about having to go stand somewhere for 3 hours to watch this, you know, and then 30 minutes of a show. And then, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's a nice, like, step into it. Wow. Wasn't that something really special? And then step out of it, you know? It just, my perspective of it, I could be completely wrong, and you might have to wait hours to be able to see it, but because I don't know the layout of Disneyland Paris, but
I mean, the layout is pretty much, you know, just like Walt Disney World, any other castle park. You have your Main Street USA, and then there, it gets a little different because they don't have a castle stage. There is a stage in front, but it's kind of further in front of the castle and off to the right. So there's a lot of areas in Disneyland Paris where you can, you know, being in that center street all the way through their hub area, that you can watch these shows without any obstructions. I feel like they do a good job with that. But I mean, ultimately you also have to be worried about, am I going to get the tall person in front of me that blocks everything? I don't have to worry about that because I am taller than I look in this small box. But it's a concern for some people. I mean, you would want to try to get up like right in front of the railings where the stage is, kind of in that area. There's some planners where if you get right up against the railing, then you don't have any obstructions in front of you. But for this show, I mean, it looks like you have to be able to see the castle too, because yes, the drones are cool when they're out there, but they're not constantly out. So you need to see the castle and get the full story, because literally the castle teases you as the story's moving along. You see what's about to come next on the castle before it's in the sky. And
I said, wouldn't this be a cool way to replace the dragon at Disneyland if they did like a drone version of the dragon? So it still had that spectacle, you know, to it. I think that would be really cool.
I just worry at Disneyland if they ever did anything that people would be like, why are drones falling in my garage? My backyard.
They cancel fireworks if there's a breeze. Yeah, this is mine now.
This is my drone. It's like, well, no, we need it back. No, my drone.
That's funny.
It belongs to me now. Hey, does Dreams Unlimited Travel book Disneyland Paris? I'm guessing not often, but no.
Yeah.
No.
I don't have an answer to that.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
No.
So
I might be booking myself though.
yeah, I know it's. I know John said if you can sell anyone on Hong Kong Disneyland, then do that. So, but we didn't go to Hong Kong, so we're not experts. But yeah, go to Disneyland Paris. I see this show. Send me videos so I can be jealous of you forever for it. But yeah. Very, very cool stuff. So we're just going to wrap up the show here real quick. I just want to check in with everyone and say, everyone that I'm talking to here, do you have a good little past couple weeks over the holidays? Everyone get what they want from Santa? Everyone enjoy time with family, friend, kith and kin?
Yeah,
I didn't kith anyone.
You kith and kin.
I didn't kith Kim.
Kith and Kim.
Not familiar.
That's from
Is that like a hearth and kettle?
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're on the same wavelength.
I got it now. Now you said it. I was
movie of
like,
all
oh
time.
yeah.
Yeah. So when they're standing out looking at the giant tree and their tongues are starting to freeze over and Audrey's eyes are
She'll
already
look
frozen.
later. She'll look later. Her eyes are frozen.
Yeah, exactly. No, you all have a good break. Do you do anything fun?
I did.
What'd you do?
Had a good time.
Ooh, tell us.
My sister came for Christmas, her and her husband. That was unusual and stressful, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's always good. And you know what we got for Christmas? I bought myself no. Thank God. I bought myself a croquet set, and we played a lot of croquet over the holidays.
Do you reenact scenes from Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah, no. I did find out that I've got some very competitive children. Some of them.
Yeah.
My son-in-law Oben was out there practicing by himself and trying to. I mean, I was like, dude, it's raining. Come in. Wait till it stops raining.
That's funny.
But we had a lot of good time. It was fun. Got us outside. I've got a perfect. Yeah. I went out and cut a patch of my grass for the. What do you call it? A field, a playing area, whatever.
A pitch.
So you could, a pitch. Yeah, so you could definitely tell where we were playing. It was kind of cool.
When did Grace get married?
Well, they've been together 6 years.
Okay.
I consider it. And they're domestic. So. They're domestic partners or whatever.
There you go.
Whatever.
Okay.
So.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm glad you were able to have a very croquet Christmas. I look forward to seeing it on the Hallmark Channel next year.
And then we played another game. It was like Pictionary, but it was Disney. I can't remember what the name of it was, but Disney related, and you had to draw a picture. And I found out just how little my family members know about Disney, because you got like a say Olaf, and then you had to pick. He had to be doing something like Olaf riding a carpet or something, and you had to draw that picture. And you had to pass it on to the next team, and they had to write down what they were doing. And then the next team got to draw another picture. By the time I got back to you, it was nothing.
Oh, I played that.
It was fun, but yeah. My brother-in-law knows absolutely nothing. Stella drew a very clear Wreck-It Ralph, and by the time it got to him, it was Hulk Hogan doing something, and
that's
it was
fun.
Oh, funny.
That's fun. I mean,
but it was fun.
Good thing you didn't get Steamboat Mickey in 2024. Could have gone a million places.
But it was fun. We played a lot of games. We all like games, so we ate a lot and played a lot. So cool.
It sounds very merry. A true Christmas carol, indeed. Hannah, you do anything fun?
I did. I went to see extended family in Asheville, North Carolina. So, I got to see my grandmother. Owen and I flew, and then I made my husband drive up with the Christmas gifts and the dog. I recommend that, by the way. So that was very good. We just enjoyed being out there. Asheville's a big brewery city, so we went to a couple of those. And my family's super into Christmas. So,
are you from Asheville? Is that where you're from?
Not originally, but my dad's retired military, so we moved around a little bit. But everybody else in my family lives up there. So
That's where we honeymooned. We honeymooned in Nashville and Biltmore. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great place to honeymoon. Yeah, we didn't go to Biltmore this time. Yeah. But yeah, we had a good time. We watched pretty much every Christmas movie. Unfortunately, it was kind of mild, so I was hoping for a white Christmas for Owen, but not even close. But and it was cool. He's about to turn 2, and just seeing him light up for Christmas gifts, like he came out and saw the Santa gifts and said, "Oh, wow. All right. So that was, it's funny how you have kids, and that was like, I didn't even care what I got. That was it for me. That was
that changes. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. So actually my Christmas gift for my husband was a deep clean of the house. Somebody's going to come deep clean the house. And actually that's a great gift, guys. I'm looking forward to it.
That's an awesome gift.
Yeah. So,
that's actually a really great idea.
Yeah.
Right.
That is awesome. You know what I got? My husband got me a plant that he wanted for the yard.
Yeah.
And
he wanted
a pair
for
of
the
earrings. A pair of earrings. And he did a couple little bowl. He knows I like bowls of any kind.
Yeah.
Whether it's a soup bowl, whatever. He got me a couple interesting bowls. But yeah, the plant he wanted for the yard.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got him a massage.
How it is.
Oh, massage.
Nice.
Well, not from me, from a professional. Like gift certificate.
Oh no, I knew.
One free back rub.
I don't do massages. No.
You don't do the coupon book anymore?
No, not anymore. No.
One free car wash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gracie used to do coupon books, and I still have one where she's like, I'll clean the dishes and named off all these things. And when you flip the coupon over, it said, coupon expires in 3 days. It's like, geez.
Smart. Yeah, you know what? Smart. She has good game. So, Ryan, did you do anything fun besides all your world travels?
I mean, yeah, I flew home for a couple of days, got to spend some time with my grandparents. I did a couple breweries up there. I went to Treehouse and Knockabout Brewing, and I wish I could have brought Craig back the eggnog beer that I had that was so good up there, the milk and cookies, because they have a special type of crowler where it's like a twist off type, and so they were like, I wouldn't bring it on an airplane; it'll probably explode. And I was like, well, I guess just more for me then. But no, I did that, and then flew back here for like a day or two, and then flew to Milwaukee for New Year's and for my birthday. It was January 1st. So that was a lot of fun. And I got to do a bunch of breweries up there as well. And then came back and did that half, not so half. And now we're going to Disneyland. It feels like I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I bet.
That's good.
Craig, how'd Rory enjoy his Christmas?
He's a baby. He half opened like one thing, and that's all. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, okay, well, 10 other things. We'll save some for next year, and everything else we'll just rip open and push to the side. So we wrapped a lot of stuff that we already had around the house. So we kind of pulled we pulled that method where it's just like, if you see it, wrap it up. And
that makes me think. Couple days after Christmas, I noticed one of my Christmas decorations was missing that I had on my kitchen wall. And Stella, my daughter, told me that she heard Max talking about a video that he saw where you take something from your parents' house and then you wrap it up and give it to them next year as a gift. And Max swears he didn't do it, but that it's gone. I'm going to get it next year for Christmas.
It was a viral video. I saw it. This entire family, there was one person in the family. So they basically took all of the stuff from her house and they gave it to each other as presents. And she's like, "Oh yeah, that is a nice sweater. I have that. That is a nice a toaster. I have that one." And it took like 6 or 7 presents. And she's like, "Is this all my stuff?"
No, that's wrong.
It's pretty cute.
Yeah, that was a good video. So pretty.
Yeah, can't wait till next Christmas to get my sign back. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not do that to my parents, but I consider it. I'll consider it some year of doing that. But no, it's we wrapped up the dogs and gave those to Rory, so they were in a box for like 6 days straight. We're not happy about it, but it's we were gonna rescue them by 3 Kings Day, but luckily we got a little lax with that and let them out the box. But no, it was a good time. So the biggest thing of the holidays wasn't even that. It was doing the 7.1 mile run this past weekend, which I shared a little bit of my thoughts to Patreon in a post with this. I am a fan of RunDisney. I took many years off of it because of how expensive it is. But I understand the product. I think that it, for the most part, is a very well-run product. And I understand why it basically has a cult-like following. RunDisney people are like, they might be even more crazy than DVC people in terms of their passion for a specific product in the company. They go crazy, and I get it, but at the same time too, like, yes, they changed the race from 13.1 miles to 7.1 because of the safety of the runners, the volunteers.
It was a bad course, though.
It was a terrible course. I understand the safety aspect of it, but they've got RunDisney.
There should have been a refund or something.
Well, that's what I was going to say. RunDisney fans need to stop bending over backwards and accepting everything that they do and say, well, it's for our safety and it's for the safety of everyone else, so we got to just take it. They need to stand up together. And in a situation like that, at the very minimum, as you crossed the finish line and got your medal, you should have also been handed or had a $25 gift card sent to you.
A gift card. That's it.
Yeah. Because the 10K,
hand me the medal and the gift card together.
Breakfast.
The 10K was like $150 to sign up for, and then the half marathon was $210, I think, maybe $220. And
I think it
so
was
basically, I care about the distance. I'm not in, I don't like the medal. It's great. It hangs up. It collects dust, and I look at it when I pass it. That's all I do. But when they're charging that much more and cut it down like that, they need to offer,
because it wasn't
else.
A little bit. It was a half. It was by half, and then on top of that, and I get it. I'm not anti the safety thing at all, but the course itself was awful. It was just literally up and down the on ramp to Epcot,
on and off ramps
only in Epcot.
Until you get to the park.
Yeah. And then into the park for the last mile, which then, if you were in one of the later corrals, to no fault of your own, if you had gotten put one, literally minutes after I had passed an area, they cut off, so you didn't even get to go around World Showcase. I think you went through the partner statue area. And so because I remember when I got up there, people were coming across, and I was like, where are these people coming from? And so, like, people right behind me had gotten cut off, and I'm just like, and I only think, like, what if you'd gotten put in Corral F and you were a fast runner? You wouldn't have been able to maybe get that far ahead. And it's just, I don't know. That was so, like, on top of all that, the photo pass people, there was none by the time I went through. Craig was 2 corrals ahead of me. So you finished, like, I think 45 minutes maybe before I did or something. 'Cause you text me and I was like at mile 5. And, but at that point the drip started, but those photo pass people were ready to go. They were sitting in those rain booths with rain coverage on their camera, and it had not even really started raining, and they were all moving aside. And the thing that sucked is I was like, there were other areas they could have been in that were undercover or something like that. They could have moved those booths. And so I'm just like, I didn't get anything out of this. And this is like, I didn't love the year I did the marathon because everything was under construction that year. That was like 2018. So this is my second, like, kind of crappy experience with this. And, like, I've done other races, and it's just one of those where I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's like time to do the celebration one again instead or something. If they still do, I don't even know if they still do it, but
the special characters weren't even great. And that's what, like,
no. And they had such a long line, all of them, which I get. There's 16,000 people running, but
yeah, because, like, it would have been cool to meet. They had Merlin out there, and wearing, like, a purple outfit. It wasn't a great Merlin in that way. Hercules and Meg were out there. They had Clopin and Esmeralda. That was the coolest one, and also had the longest line. But then, like, they threw out Chippendale and the Rescue Rangers outfits. Like, oh, that's great. Hollywood Studios. And they threw out Powerline Max. And it's like, okay, well, Hollywood Studios. So then
that's what everyone's like, isn't that cool? And I'm like, yeah, but I can see him every day. Is right next to Baseline Tap House.
So yeah, that's where it kind of, like, hit for me. It's like the characters none of them for us was worth stopping. So it's like a crappy course. And then characters that the only ones that were worth stopping for had the longest line. And if I stop for too long, I can't get my motor started back up. I'm just
No, I'm like
not how
that
my
too.
legs and my hips work. So maybe 10 years ago I could have done it, but not anymore. I have to keep moving for the most part. And man, it was a bummer, but it's, it was the biggest thing that I was kind of looking forward to. I wasn't feeling well going up into it. I finally felt great right before the race, and then it just it was just like watching the balloon slowly deflate in front of your eyes. And I have more criticisms with it. Like we were with our friend Brooke and standing there, and she's like, so if you haven't done Run Disney before, basically you start getting in your corrals at 4 a.m. something. I'm never there for as early as you can.
Start getting in at 3:15. Yeah.
3:15. Yeah. I usually get there like 40 minutes ish after it already opens, so I'm never at the very front. But they started the race early, and like 15 minutes early, so we started like sitting there. We're like, so they don't have to do this hour and a half long pre-show that they do for every single race full of nonsense. They could technically be like, you get in here and get going, and they just make such
2 hours ahead of time.
yeah,
It's insane.
they make such a big thing of it. And it's like they clearly could start trimming stuff. If they're able to start earlier, we know they can start at least a little earlier. This isn't a Run Disney podcast. I'm not going to complain for it, but I just wanted to get my feelings out because it's been weighing on me since it happened. And I'm sure we will probably find issues to talk about with Disneyland's too. So, or we won't. And we'll be like, wow, it was great. Don't regret a single dollar spent towards it.
If it's not great, just come eat with me next time, because evidently that's what I do every time. Yeah. So just, come find me somewhere in Disney World and I'll be eating. See you there.
Yeah, well, I'll be having some of my favorite beer, so I can't complain too much.
Couldn't even have a beer when we finished. That was the thing also annoying to me. I'm like,
I was
the
fine
stupid
with it.
refillable cup for no reason.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of their beer choices anyways, so that's me too. But I'd rather go home and have my own beer, the beer that I like. Okay. Just me. Sorry. Okay.
Cheers.
Well, this was enlightening. I think we had a fun time here for our first show back for 2024. Again, apologies that we are not in our new studio yet. I saw comments about why didn't you order the desks ahead of time? Well, we didn't even know if we were going to have the space until all the paperwork went through, and then we pretty much ordered the desks right after that. So we weren't going to order desks for a space that we didn't know whether or not was ever going to actually exist. So just throwing that out there. We will hopefully be in at the beginning of February, and that way we can complain and make disdainful faces at each other all in person, which it's going to be nice. That's the sad thing. We lose out on the boredom of the split screen when we're all in person. You can only you can't see the faces that we're making at each other. So only the people in the room can see them. But Hannah, Rhino, Teresa, thank you so much for joining me on this discussion today. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for all your insight. And remember, book a vacation from Teresa and Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah.
Yeah, Hannah at Dreams Unlimited Travel.
Thank you.
And Teresa T. Eccles at Dreams Unlimited Travel.
Teckles.
T. Eccles. And just to say another step forward, Tecchols, because Eccles could be spelled probably a million different ways.
Echels, yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Mrs. Echels. How are you today? I'm not good.
How was your cheese plate? So
yeah,
that's a callback joke. Thank you.
Shut up.
That's a good one. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening to our first Diz Unlimited podcast for 2024. Again, book a vacation through Hannah or Teresa or any of the Dreams Unlimited travel agents over at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, and you will support the show and everything we do. If you want to support us even more, patreon.com/DizUnlimited. We have lots of content that goes up at the lowest level. You'll get some posts where we are showing pictures, ranting about things that are annoying us, like Rhino ranting about the prices and options at Oga's Cantina. I saw that. At the $5 tier, you'll get access to our Patreon post show that's going to happen in just a couple minutes from now. You'll have access at the $10 level to exclusive shows, behind the scenes footage, live streams. There's a lot, and it just keeps going up for there. So patreon.com/DizUnlimited. If you were watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, leave comments, questions, video suggestions in that comment section, and hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so yet. And if you are listening to this, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you can leave us a good rating and review, that would also be appreciated. But thank you so much to the panel. Thank you to everyone who took the time to watch and listen to this week's episode. We truly do appreciate it, and we'll see you again real soon for another episode of the Diz Unlimited podcast. But for now, that's the end, or should I say the beginning of your future. Goodbye.